What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Albus Dumbledore will be in Hogwarts Legacy. So I've been pumping myself up for this video. I know I said every Saturday. I guess I lied to people. I'm going to just do when I feel like it. I feel like there is going to be a lot of Hogwarts Legacy stuff, but, we'll talk about that in the comments. You guys can reach me on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. I want to jump right into this video. This is something I'm excited for. I want to do this for more characters, very specifically. I know a lot of people have talked about, like, the Black family in terms of the potions teacher, in terms of the headmaster, so I do want to try to place who could be who in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do that. I want to talk about different aspects of this game. I have honestly so many ideas, and a lot of you guys have already given me ideas of what you want to see, so keep them coming, keep the suggestions coming. We're going to have an amazing several months up until whenever this game comes out, and then we're going to rock it even harder, okay? But to start, I think we got to start with the most popular figure. Right now, Dumbledore, quick background, very quick. Dumbledore is my favorite character in Harry Potter by, like, a long mile, okay? I think even what we get from him in the books, get from him in the movies, he's very deep. He's very mysterious. He's awesome. I like high-powered kind of people. Him being one of the most, if not the most powerful wizard ever. Top tier, let's say, right? That automatically puts him in a really cool book. His looks, all that stuff. I mean, he's just such a cool, amazing character. And again, in my opinion, the best Harry Potter character. So, again, it would be not right of myself to not do this as the first video. So, here we go. Now, I know I messed up. I do have to take responsibility. I'm sorry. If you guys didn't know this, I am a human. I'm not a bot. I don't have infinite knowledge. But no, I messed up a little bit in the Everything We Know video. I got some characters' dates wrong, or if they're attending, whatever. I've been looking at the Harry Potter fandom. I wasn't looking at it when I was recording, so that was a mistake there. I tried to just memorize it all, but I am going to be looking at it for this one, and we really only have to look at the late, now when I say late 1800s, I mean it. I mean the 90s, and when we talk about, will he be in this game, should he be in this game, it's tough because in the trailer, as clear as day, as clear as this game is alive, it says late 1800s. So that could mean, honestly, that could mean 70s or up. I feel like when you say late, you can't say 50s or 60s because that's middle, right? If you say the mid 1800s, what would you think of? Probably 40, 50, 60. If you say early, you're talking about the first 20 to 30. And if you're talking about late, you could be talking about the last decade. You could be talking about the last. So I get it. We have to be very, like assumptive. Is that a word? Like we have to assume a lot of different things. I get it. This is not some scientific formula. Okay, this is just people that are dedicated to this game having some fun. Okay, nobody take this too seriously, please. And so I brought this up in the Everything We Should Know video, Everything We Know So Far, whatever I called that. The late 1800s in general, and people have told me this, I've also looked this up, there was a lot going on in the wizarding world. There were laws passed, there were like battles fought, and both like legally and non-legally, all this different stuff. There was some really cool things, and we know that they are going to take those things and put them into the game. Remember, they're being very odd about how they're talking about this game, and honestly, because I'm not going to get too much into it, it's a completely different topic. Actually, a topic I talked about on my second channel. If you guys want to watch that one, go check out my second channel, talking about J.K. Rowling. I feel like they're being very weird with their answers because of her, because they don't want to connect themselves too much to her. Again, I'm not going any further than that. The video on my second channel, I did, so you guys can go watch that one. I'll leave a link for it, okay? Because they're now saying a lot of times it's just the 1800s. In a lot of the posts, the frequently asked questions that they put out, they say 1800s. They never actually say late 1800s. Only in the trailer does it say late 1800s. So that's a little odd that they're not being like I don't know, consistent with it. That's probably the best word to use, right? Consistency. They're not being very consistent with what they're saying. But again, I think it's because they're trying to say, well, and because they even said it in the FAQs, it is in the world of Harry Potter. Like, the events that happen, it's not like its own spin-off. It's not its own universe, okay? The things that happen in the lore, they are very aware of, and they are happening, or they did happen, or they will happen. You are taking place in Hogwarts, so again, those things impact you, but, and I also think it's not just because of J.K. Rowling, it's also because, hey, we're making it from them. We're making a game. We don't want to make it literally a copycat of what's already been done. We want to do new things. And that's why a lot of their answers are, well, yeah, things are happening, but you're going to go to undiscovered places or places maybe you didn't think you would go to, and you're the boss. You're changing things, and you're going to be doing things that you haven't seen before, haven't heard about in the wizarding world. So I think that's why. Now the question is, can you introduce again? Well, like I just said, by answering that question. That's why the FAQs are so important. By answering that question, they have said yes, things that have happened in the wizarding world, they do happen here. Again, it's not a spinoff. So what do we know from years? Well, let's just read them. 1890, the 70th Wizarding School Potions Championship is held. Okay, cool. I have no idea how to say the second name of this company here. So Garris and Something is established in New York. Now the biggest one, here we go. 1892, Albus Dumbledore starts his first year of Hogwarts and is sorted into Gryffindor. Okay, now we have other things, a Quidditch League, stuff like that. In 1894, the Department of Magical Games and Sports bans the tradition of shooting arrows into the air. Okay, cool. And then 1895, Aberforth Dumbledore, right, so his brother, begins his first year of Hogwarts. So 3 years later, okay? Now, 1896, a student successfully cheats on their wizarding levels. This would be the last successful instance for this happening. Almost wonder if you're taking place in 1896, could you be that student? That would kind of be like a fun little thing. Another potions thing, the Witches League is founded. Then in the summer of 1899, Dumbledore graduates, top of his class, top of everything. The Grindelwald stuff goes on, which results in the accidental death of Ariana Dumbledore, again, his sister. Okay, so there's a lot going on in especially now. Again, there's other stuff. I believe in the 70s is when they basically banned the fact that like underage wizards using magic. Okay, that was like a law they passed in the 70s. So there's big things that are happening in the late 1800s, but more specifically in the 90s is enormous. So yeah, I'm stretching it because we know in this game you're going to create your own student and then you get to pick your house, which is kind of cool. I almost wanted to have to answer questions about myself and then have the Sorting Hat pick for me. I feel like that would have been which we can talk about. I think that would have been a little bit more dynamic and something like we get to ask kind of like moral questions of you, kind of see where you stand in life, because ultimately the Sorting Hat kind of can sense those things about you, and that's why he puts you where he puts you. You know what I mean? So I don't love the fact that I can just say that I'm a Ravenclaw or a Slytherin just because. I want to be like, no, I'm an evil person in my heart, so you should put me in Slytherin rather than I choose to be in Slytherin. Okay, so that's completely an aside. But if they want to put us, but the point is, it could only be 1 year. There's still no mention that you're a fifth-year Hogwarts student. All that we know is you make your student and you're put into a house. Honestly, it sounds like you're in your first year from everything that I've read. Now, again, they don't actually say that, and they don't say your fifth year. If you guys have found something online, definitely let me know, because I'm still confused as to how old you are and what year you're put in. I doubt you're able to choose your age, because that changes a lot. I mean, that would change classes. That would change ages of... I don't know. I think that just changes, honestly, a lot. That kind of messes, I feel like, the game up. But I feel like they got to give us a year. And they would have to, in my opinion, tell us that year. Like, if we're going in 1891, you got to tell us it's 91. Because then if we experience 3 years, let's say, in the game, we got to know what 3 years we're experiencing. Maybe they don't have to. Maybe it's through other people coming into Hogwarts that is our indication of what year we're in. Or again, maybe we hear about something maybe some sort of class is teaching us or telling us about this law that was just passed, and they say it was a 10-year-old law, and we say, oh, okay, so we're in 1883. You know what I mean? We just figure out the year, whatever year it would be. They could do that. So for Dumbledore, look, I really think it's a cool thing. I want him in this game. I think if they were going to make this game to finish this off, because I know I pretty much didn't even talk about Dumbledore, I think, could he be? Yes, he absolutely could. That's kind of how I wanted to frame this entire video. Could he be? Yes. Will he be? Depends on if they want to make more. If they're going to make more, if we're still going to be in Hogwarts, then they could end it with that. But at the same time, I think if this is the only game, let's say, and they're going to make a wizarding trilogy, let's just say that. And the second game, you're an adult and you're going to have your job. You're going to have all of these different options of what you're going to do, or maybe there's some sort of... I mean, we do know wizards participated in the wars. So, I mean, they could go crazy and do something like that, too. I mean, they could do literally anything they want. This could... as I said in the past videos, this could be the only time we're in Hogwarts, which sucks because it's so special. The Wizarding world is so special, but Hogwarts, obviously as a location, is honestly a character of its own. I want to be in Hogwarts as much as possible. So if this is the only time we're doing it, and you're putting us in the late 1800s, and then you don't have Dumbledore, it's like in the 1880s or something, you purposely did it so you didn't have to have Dumbledore. I don't know. I think that's kind of lame. I would prefer that he's in it. I think he would be cool. You know, they say lifelong friends. I don't need to make friends with him long term. I don't think that's necessary. Would it be cool to talk to Dumbledore? Like, if you have optional conversations with different characters, you can make friends. Could Albus Dumbledore be a friend of yours? I mean, come on. How amazing would that be? Would that be too much leaning into? That's the biggest thing to me. That's the question of, will they? How much are they willing to lean into what already exists? If they really want to be independent, they'll probably pick a year or 5 years or a decade period where there's not much going on, or there wasn't much going on in the Wizarding world. If they want to lean into it, then maybe they will do a lot of references to things that have happened. Maybe they'll even do Easter eggs of what could happen. Maybe you can make friends with Dumbledore. Maybe you can make friends with multiple Dumbledores, because it's not just even him that's in Hogwarts. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how they do it. Could he be in this game? Yes. Should he be in this game? I think yes. Will he be in this game? Maybe. Honestly, I honestly, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. We'll see what they do. We'll see. That's kind of an important thing to keep an eye on with them is, like I said, how much over the next year, whenever the game comes out, you know, when we start seeing it again, when we hear them talking about it again, how much are they going to, again, lean into, even when they talk and they're like, yeah, actually, there's loads of references to what's going on. Will they say those things? If they do, I think the odds can, go up, like, a lot. I think they honestly will increase quite a bit. If they don't say stuff like that and say, well, again, like, the kind of, they're too afraid to be part of J.K. Rowling's universe, and they're like, well, we don't necessarily, we're in the world, but we're doing our own thing. You're not really going to see a lot of people that in the FAQs, they specifically, a question and answer was Harry, Hermione, and Ron, which is like, well, duh, obviously not. But if you're in the 90s, well, Dumbledore is there. The worst possible thing that could happen is we find out we are in the mid 1890s and Dumbledore isn't there. Then it's like, okay, well, you're doing it, but then you're specifically eliminating things that happen. I don't think that'll be the case. We know that they have all of the books where they know the lore of Harry Potter, in the Wizarding world. I don't think they would purposely do that. I think they are going to be very respectful to the source lore of this. So I wouldn't be worried about that. That is just something to kind of throw in there. But we'll see. We'll honestly see. So, guys, this was a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. To start off this kind of series, I had a blast here. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you excited for this game? Do you think Dumbledore will be in it? Do you think it's possible? How do you think they should do it? All those things, let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. Leave me your suggestions for future, all of that stuff, all that good stuff. I'll probably have another video up Saturday. I know I saw a lot of people say, do the 2 videos a week that I had suggested. It'll honestly just depend on how many ideas I have at any given time, but I'll give credit to those that give me the ideas. I'll say, this person did it. So we're gonna have a lot of fun discussing all things Hogwarts Legacy indefinitely until this game comes out, which then will be another completely different story, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.